All right, Ron Goodall, FightHype.com. I'm here with Roberto Diaz. How's it going?
I'm good. I'm here a day away. Excited. We're going to get a hell of a fight.
Awesome. You know, I'm going to get straight into it. You know, you've been working with Lamont Roach for a very long time from the Golden Boy days. And in this preparation for this fight, I know we talked a little bit before, but how ready is Lamont Roach for Gervonta Davis?
Can't be more ready than he is. I mean, he did everything. He put in the work. Obviously, because of who he has in front of him, one of the best fighters in boxing. But not only that, the opportunity that this brings and the life-changing that can happen with a win.
You know, Tank has been giving Lamont a lot of praise and a lot of respect. And I guess maybe indirectly, but giving you a lot of respect because you were the matchmaker for Lamont and kind of getting him prepared to a point of fighting Gervonta Davis. Do you kind of look at yourself a little bit and go, yeah, I definitely got Lamont, just not ready in the pros, but to win world championship fights, and now to a point where what many people feel is one of the, you know, not just big stars in boxing, but one of the most talented guys, to go, you know what, that fighter's a well-developed fighter, and I'm preparing for a tough fight Saturday.
You know, it's easy to do that kind of job when you have the talent. It's just a matter of patience, grooming, and little by little getting those right fights to get that experience. Lamont's fought every style. Lamont's fought the guys that gave a lot of other fighters and champions tough times, like Rene Alvarado, and Lamont outclassed him. He's probably one of the only ones that won every round on him. So the timing is perfect. Obviously, in front of us, we have one of the best fighters in boxing, and he's received all the accolades because he's earned them. But I also see what a lot of the fans don't see, what a lot of the media doesn't see, is Gervonta knows what he has in front of him. He's not sleeping on Lamont. He knows Lamont has the dog in him. He knows that the rivalry, you know, being so from the same area, it brings out that extra, and he knows it's a real fight. And the proof is he brought not only one, but two great trainers to work this corner and get this camp, because he knows it's serious. He knows Lamont's coming to win.
My other quick question is, you know, not just being a matchmaker for, you know, Lamont, you were Canelo, and Canelo's going to be coming up, if he gets past Williams' Skull, to become undisputed for the second time at 168. Him and Crawford, is that ridiculous for Crawford to go up and fight a guy at 168, and if not, why? No,
and I'll tell you why. Once in a lifetime, there's these fighters that we don't see often. Crawford's one of them. Even before this fight was announced, even before this fight was even in our minds of talking or anybody mentioning it, I always said that Crawford's one of the only fighters that I see today that I would match up with fighters of yesterday. Crawford reminds me a lot of a marvelous Marvin Hagler. He's that kind of fighter, sort of the chip on the shoulder, not too loud in the talking and this and that, but a lot of action, and proves it in the ring. Canelo's not a physically big guy to begin with. Body-wise, he should be like a welterweight. Now, is it a big jump? Absolutely. Canelo's been at that weight for years. Crawford hasn't. But Crawford has a top IQ. He could give a lot of problems. It is a fight of the ages. It's one of those Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard type fights. I see that as the modern day one. Canelo is going to be at his top, at his A game like he always does. Takes every fight serious, prepares. But Crawford's not taking the jump from one day to the next. He's been working on it for a long time, getting that body ready.
Do you think it was a mistake for Canelo not to face him this May and September, giving him more time that you kind of mentioned to get acclimated?
No, I think, look, whenever they do fight, the talk is September. September is the biggest date for the Mexican fans. May's been traditionally big, but it's more of a Mexican-American holiday versus Independence in September.
If there was a fight that kind of, I guess, I don't know, it might be giving out some sort of game plan, you know, but Canelo's evolved so much and changed so much. When you were matchmaking Canelo throughout, was there certain fights that you were like, this is a tough fight, maybe I shouldn't do it? Why? I don't know why. Is it like a Lara or a Trout? And if that, is Crawford a fighter, if you were still matchmaking, would you avoid kind of making a fight to a certain point to like now?
Great question. With Canelo, I didn't really matchmake. He told me or told us who he wanted to fight and basically fought everybody. There was a couple of times where I didn't like the decision, one of them being Lara, one of them being Trout. Trout was because he was on the undercard of a Mayweather undercard, and then that changed and he went on his own. I said, if you're going on your own, it's going to be less money, might as well fight somebody else. He said, no, I want Trout. Now remember, Trout had beaten his brother, so it was more of a personal thing, I think. If I was still matchmaking, it's one of those fights that unfortunately, and again, Crawford's a great fighter. He's one of those, and I've told Crawford this, you remind me a lot of Hagler. You remind me a lot of those throwback fighters. But it's a sort of a fight that Canelo may not get the respect because, he was too little if you win. And if you lose, you lose to a little guy. So Canelo's used to it. People are not giving him the credit he deserves. I think once he retires, people are going to miss it and then start giving him that credit. But as a fan, I love the fight. As a fan. As a matchmaking, it's like, that's tough because, again, you don't get the credit, you know? But we just got to sit back and enjoy the fight.
Do you think Crawford can win the fight, knowing all the stuff you know about Canelo? Not saying you're picking Crawford, but do you think Crawford...
He definitely has the capability. As great as Canelo is, Crawford has a huge IQ. He could box. The question is, can he withstand the power? And if he can't, can he stay away for 12 rounds? Because we saw, for instance, Amir Khan. For 4 rounds, 5 rounds, he was using the speed, but it took one punch to end it. Obviously, Crawford has like a better chin. And does he get hit with one? Or does he need 2 or 3 to really catch him?
Awesome. Look, I appreciate all the time. And, the fans will be tuning in on this pay-per-view here on Saturday. Any last message you want to tell the fans?
And you, enjoy the fight. It's going to be a hell of a fight. Lamont's coming to win.